Travis Wayne Goodsell. Church news time. And we really don't do it much, and I really am stretching to make a video for you. But, yeah, we shall proceed, because there's some important things to cover. I had the power go out on me today for 13 minutes. Sure, it wasn't a symbolic signal whatsoever. But yeah, 13 has been a major part of my life in both marriages. I mean, the one marriage and then the other marriage, not marriage. Plus my body sizing, and the ring finger, size 13. And I noticed it's loose. I've not had my allergy swelling for quite a while now, so that's good news. But regardless, knowing that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints lies, blatantly lies, maliciously lies. This isn't a religion that is run by stupid men who are just thinking they're trying to do good by being a regular Christian religion and preaching the Bible and happiness and goodness to all. No, this is a white supremacist, Christian nationalist, hate group, international terrorist, seditious, conspiratorial organization of criminal behavior. I've done the videos all these years pointing out the evidence and the facts and the receipts and the documents to show it. And so everything that you see in the church news, there's obviously a video that I've been doing for you. The latest temples, and McAllen, Texas temple now open for the public for free tours, which I thought that was the other day, unless it's another temple. But regardless, yeah, it's a money grab, or land grab, sorry. The money grab is your tithing. Because the church is seeking to overthrow the government of the United States to restore their kingdom, and at the same time destroy the whole world, because if America falls, so does the rest of the world. And so the church is mega rich and is mega putting temples all over, especially since Hinckley decided, hey, we got a better way of doing this with smaller sized temples. We can obtain more land quicker. And then under Nelson, he's been racking out the numbers as well for the final push before, is it 21 days today? Or is it 20 days today? I can't remember now. What was the video I did? Let me check. There's the fashion plates. Got involved with an email correspondence with somebody who let me know that my sisters had a Nancy Drew book that I really wanted to read. And so yeah, I was distracted with asking them for their fashion plates instead, not knowing of the Nancy Drew book. Here we go. 21st, and the date I put on the brand new cover. Did you notice I did a change today? No, you've already left. You got bored when you... Day 21. 21 on the 21st. And so, yeah, they're specifically getting as much land as they can, even to own Texas, Because once everything is destroyed, the church rises up. They've got trillions of dollars they've been hoarding in offshore bank accounts that now is available to them. And they own the land. And so since the government's destroyed of a particular nation, they then say, hey, we're rich and powerful. We'll rule over you. And there's more to say on that with what's coming up. It's in 3 Nephi chapter 7 if anybody wants to study up before I do the video. I know there's one person that has been in correspondence who's been studying. Good for you. All of you should be doing this. You're 21 days. You got a lot of cramming to do. So the other criminal organization that the church is involved with, or criminal operation, is what they claim as charitable donations. Notice how the church never, ever, 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 ever does it themselves. They give to a charity, which is run by a corporation. And the corporation is trickle-down economics. And there are some charities that are better than others. Like the Utah Food Bank. It's all volunteer work except for the people who run the office. And so the majority of the money donations given to them is used to buy food. And so those kinds of organizations you can trust. But the shelters here in Utah, don't give a single penny more to any of them. It's all a criminal operation designed to harm and murder the homeless. They realized after the failure of Operation Rio Grande to lock them all up that shelters would then be used as concentration camps. God. And so, the church saying that they donated $1 million to the American Red Cross. They've had a long-standing quid pro quo with them. Back when I worked with the church in the early 2000s, in fact, as far back as 1996, they were asking us if we wanted to donate on our paychecks to the American Red Cross, as well as, do you want us to just deduct your tithing as well? And so, this has been a long-standing situation. And the American Red Cross does do good, but it requires people to come in and give blood. And so the money given to the American Red Cross is pretty much for the corporate board. You can't buy blood. You require donations. And so that one's a tricky one because human lives are on the line with them. But they are better than FEMA at getting to a disaster site, which is going to come in handy in 21 days. And so the next one is UNICEF, which they need to stay away from kids and the sick and the afflicted and the poor and the needy. But nonetheless, they got a business deal, quid pro quo with them. And Mormons who run the organizations, that's money laundering back to the church through tithing. You do know money laundering is a criminal operation. The SEC finally got the church for not reporting the tithing that rigs the stock market. Because those who are multi-billionaires in the stock market are the ones who control the stock market. They determine whether it goes up or whether it goes down. Buying low, selling high. And everybody else who thinks they're going to make it big on the stock market are just suckers and losers to the big boys. And so, yes, the missionary, or the apostle, is it Christopherson? Or, I just checked him the last week, trying to find out his name, and I forgot it already again. But he had invested in a business that went live on the market, and instantly the apostle made $1 billion. So yeah, he's got insider information with the church, with his stock investments. And so, yeah, he's riding the wave of insider trading. Then we have some other things, because I've told you the church is finished. Everything that they wanted to get done before the day that shall burn as an oven in 21 days, they've finished. But yet I see they're still throwing stuff out there to make you think that things are going on as normal, to distract you away from the danger you're all in. The first one is that they've updated the missionary handbook. And this is kind of essential to your eternal salvation, because the church has put in there that missionaries are not to be racist. Hilarious. And this is something that Mormons they live in La La Land. So those menaces to society, or whatever Twitter group they were, that went to BYU and were doing all sorts of video uploads about how the BYU students are racist, getting multi-millions of views to expose the church as racist, is what led to this. Because the church realizes, okay, yeah, our missionaries are racist. How do we tell them to stop? Well, maybe we should set the example? No, let's figure out some other way. Let's condemn them for what we made them. And so, yes, one thing that I have not covered for at least a long time is that as Mormons, we have patriarchal blessings. And in our patriarchal blessings, we are assigned a tribe of the house of Israel. And the majority of the white Neanderthal, British Isle, or British and European, Northern European descent are from the tribe of Ephraim, which is the birthright blessing son. The elite, white supremacists leading the church, and that's why apostles never have a black man in the apostleship, because that would demonstrate that they're not racist, because blacks are good too. Why not let one in? Oh, we can't have them run the church. We're white supremacists. And so yeah, Mormons are born and raised with that elitist attitude of racism. And then plus my generation that, was in the transition phase in 78 with the repeal of the Edmunds-Tucker Act. Oh, I mean, blacks having the priesthood. And so, yeah, I still experienced from my Mormon adult peers the racist attitudes, and those being overly not racist, and in so protesting they're not, they are. It was a difficult transition for Mormons, because it just hit them out of the blue. But yeah, it was because the church wants polygamy back. Child bride polygamy, to be specific, as Nelson lowered the age to 11. Like I said, I've been doing videos for years warning you of the coming day. And then we have the other distraction about a new church hymn book being developed. This has nothing to do with the church and its criminal operations. Anything that has to do with money, yes. They're still trying to get as much money as they can with the charity. They're still trying to grab as much land as they can with the temples. And so, the church hymn book? No, they could do without a hymn book. That's just to brainwash you with emotional manipulation through songs of hymns. And you notice that the hymns are kind of bland and boring. The church purposely made them that way so that you feel the spirit, which is different from South African, not South African. I just watched the South African episode of NCIS, so that's why I've got South Africa on the mind. The southern states, that the Southern Baptists specifically, they're upbeat in their musical hymns. And for them, that's the spirit. Completely night and day difference from Mormon hymns that have been dulled down, claiming that's the spirit, because the church is racist. Blacks feeling the spirit with the lively music? No, not the real spirit. So we dull it down, and we obviously don't have Amazing Grace in our hymn books for that reason. Racism. Despite telling missionaries, stop being racist. That we've taught and raised you still after 1978 to be. And so, yeah, the church hymn book, they have no interest. That has no bearing on needing to get done before 21 days from now. If they don't finish it, they don't care. Another one that was on my list of multiple videos yesterday that I obviously didn't get to was Elijah Dushku's relative. Not sure if he's a cousin or an uncle. Well, he'd have to be more of a brother-cousin because of the age similarity. Elijah Dushku is a little younger than me, I think. He's in his 60s, I think. And so I guess it could be an uncle. But I doubt it's a father. But you don't know Elijah Dushku? Google search Elijah Dushku, go to her Wikipedia page and filmography. You'll see the TV shows she's been in and the movies she's been in. Yes, born and raised Mormon, decided not to be active. She's got some good stuff. She tried to sabotage Michael Weatherly's bull. If you are aware of that scandal. God, it's his show. And yet they thought, well, let's have a counter female role in the show. Instead, she tried to take over the whole show herself. No. And then, yeah, there's Abby Shuto and her scandal. She is shown as a dog lover throughout the whole series. And yet, she uses Gibbs's dog to try to coup NCIS. And then they gave her her own show as compensation, which was ruined with COVID. But the Dushku guy, the church is trying to deceive you into thinking all is well in Zion, no need to fear about 21 days from now, because he's been called to be a member of the General 70. And so they're saying that he's going to be sustained, loyalty oaths, in the October conference. So the church is still pretending like General Conference is still going to go on, and when September comes, the church is going to put out the announcements. We've got conference coming. This is the the regular announcement that they give every year, and assignments to stakes and whatever that they do. They're going to pretend that everything is like normal, and you should too, but be prepared. That's another video I should give you. I'm not going to catch up. It's just be prepared, but live as normal. Because you don't want to go completely off the grid, refuse to pay your rent and your bills, and quit your job thinking that something's going to happen. We don't know the scenario yet, and I still need to do the video to warn you about other scenarios from 3rd Nephi chapter 7. So, be on the alert, but don't get extremist. And so then finally, we have the CES going to strip shows in Las Vegas for a devotional. Which, that's the handbook one. Yeah, they're trying to tell you that the church is committed to education. See, I do these videos and they listen. They're spying on me. And word gets back to the church, and then they do these videos to try to counter me. Oh, we own you, Travis, see? We're donating. We're not racist. We're building more temples. I see right through them. It's you guys that are getting fooled. And they don't understand nobody's watching my channel. They've succeeded in silencing me. But yet they still do it as if I'm, a failure, which I am. Or I'm a success, I guess, which I'm not. I don't know, they're living in delusional land. Very weird. But, because nobody's listening now. And so, yes, I did the video not too long ago, as I keep doing it over the years, that the church is purposely making you dumb. They're anti-science. They're not committed to education if they're denying science. They're putting a false concept of religion that is anti-scripture. Scriptures tell you to use science for faith science. It's called agronomy, is their metaphoric comparison. And the beam and the mote, that replaces psychology, which is a fraud, which is anti-science. The beam and the mote tells you how to expose people. The Sermon on the Mount tells you how to expose people. That's the real process of sound logic. It's right there in your Bible. It's in the Book of Mormon. And not a single Christian believes it. And neither does the church, because their manuals tell you contrary to what the scriptures tell you. And so, yes, the BYUs, all psychology infiltrated, if not religious infiltrated. Legal field infiltrated by psychology. Medical field destroyed by psychology. They have Hippocratic oaths, and they're all violating it by embracing psychology. Sociology with my brother, ruined. Everything is being destroyed in education by the church, and it's taking its effect in Utah, as psychologists are all over your kids' school system. And so, yes, it's not a surprise that we're finding psychologists who are involved in criminal activities here in the state of Utah, remember? Murder, suicide. So, yeah, this church is deadly. Not just dangerous. Not just lying to you. And it's frustrating that YouTube is aiding and abetting in this criminal national security threat. Because they're compromised to the church. So, yeah, the church leaders visit scene of Maui wildfires. Yeah, it's not church leaders. Not a single apostle. None of them. It's lower leaders. And I see a woman hugging another woman, so I'm willing to bet she's brand new in the Relief Society. I can click on it. We can find out. On Friday, August 18th, Elder Mark A. Bragg, a General Authority 70 of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and President of the Church's Northwest area, North America West area, visited Maui. And so he wasn't even shown on the front cover. That's it. He brought the love of President Russell M. Nelson with him. Yeah, Nelson will never do his own work. He is a coward. Our hearts and prayers. God, bastards. That's it. They put it in the plural and it's just him. Leaders. Church leaders visit and it's just him. They don't say anybody else. And Hawaii's lieutenant governor, she's not a church leader. Or is she? Is she like South Korea, that is now owned and operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Did you catch that? I did that news clip for you. Yeah. Nope, nobody else. And a senator. No church leaders. Wait a minute. Missionary. Yeah. A missionary. Not a church leader. Elder Parker Vanoy. And then another elder. These are not church leaders. They lied to you. God. So, there you have it.